Hello and welcome. We're going to do shoulder bridge today, just shoulder bridge, but we're going to do it several ways. And this year we're starting off every session with a mantra and closing with a manifestation. So for today, that was last week's, for today it is, I have the power to turn my dreams into reality. I have the power to turn my dreams into reality. That's a lovely one, isn't it? So we can think about that as we get going. So please lie on your back, lying supine. Feet flat on the floor. And I'd like you to take a deep inhale here, expanding from the rib cage. Fill your abdomen with air, fill your rib cage, expand that rib cage and feel it go out like opening an umbrella. Yes, darling. I'd like you to draw your attention to your core, and I'd like you to imagine sucking that belly button towards the spine. So you're engaging those deep TVA muscles, the transverse abdominal muscles. So engage that core. And I'd also like you to engage your pelvic floor. So take a deep inhale and relax the pelvic floor. Inhale. And as you exhale, pull up, pull up, pull up, tighten, 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 all the way up as tight as you possibly can. And then relax back down to that 20 to 30%. And that's where you're going to hold it throughout this exercise. I'd like to make sure you're lying nice and tall, so just imagine that gold thread pulling you to the back of the room. Good job, good job. Do you want to go play with toys? Come on. Yeah. Hopefully you should be occupied. Right, so to start with our shoulder bridge, we're just going to start with a pelvic tilt, then we're going to move into the bridge. We'll do a set, we'll come back down, and then we'll change it up. So stay with me, here we go. Deep inhale. On your exhale, we're just going to tilt the pelvis. We're just tilting the pelvis, nothing else. And relax. Deep inhale. Exhale, this way we tilt the pelvis, but then we're going to take it all the way up, one vertebrae by vertebrae, off the ground until you're into that nice bridge. So imagine a diagonal line going through your body from your knees all the way through to your shoulder, the nice diagonal line. And in this position, we're going to start with our heel lifts. So hold it nice and steady. Your hips should be straight and nice and steady here. And we're just going to lift one heel and then lift another. Lift one heel and then lift another. And I'd like you to be focusing on your breathing right now. Focusing on your breathing, not a dog, nothing else. Just focusing on your breathing. So we're just doing heel lifts. So we're just lifting it off the ground, placing it back down, and we're breathing throughout. We're engaging our core, so engage those deep core muscles and engage that pelvic floor. And she's just telling me that my hips were dropping, and she's just encouraging me to lift those hips. Thank you. Thank you for that encouragement. Thank you. I think they're high enough now. I think they're high enough. You know, you'll all have distractions, so it's good to continue through your distraction. Okay, so now we've finished our heel lifts. So I want you to come back down to the mat, one vertebrae by vertebrae, until your hips are nice down on the mat. And take an inhale here. Exhale, relax. Inhale again, tilt that pelvis on the exhale and come back up into bridge. This time we're going to do a leg extension, so one leg at a time. But in this leg extension, we're going to keep the thighs parallel and we're going to alternate. So I haven't lifted my leg up here. We are going to do that one, but for now, we're just going to keep it parallel because it's a different muscles you're working with when you do these different positions. And this one, you'll often find harder than ones that maybe look harder. But this one, you've got to have more control, more strength, more focus. Don't get distracted like I've been getting distracted by a little gorgeous white fluffy thing. Stay focused. Really good job here. I find this one works the glutes really nicely. So engage that pelvic floor to that 20 to 30%, engage that core. My toes here are plantar flexi, so I'm pointing my toes. This is dorsiflexi, but I'm choosing to point my toes for this one. Perhaps as we put the legs up in the next one, we can go for dorsi. Okay, last one. So again, we're going to go back down one vertebrae at a time, with your pelvis being the last that goes down into the mat. Take an inhale here. Okay, and now we're going to tilt back up again. This isn't working. Okay.